chicken tacos are better than the rest.
Are you ready for perfect, authentic Mexican cooking just like your mama used to make? Come on down to Mexican Ironman's Rabbit Chicken Tacos and Lawn Care Services, where not only do you get the freshest in Mexican cuisine, but you also get a fresh-cut lawn. And don't forget to check out our second location, wherever the police have not yet run the van away from.
Mexican Iron Man, rabbit chicken tacos, and lawn care services.
And if you think the cilantro tastes very fresh, it's no accidente, amigo.
My father used to say, "Watch this man."
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding Into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Disney insider WDW Pro recently speculated.
Time and time again, he's broken big entertainment news live on the air.
I've been following WDW Pro and his track record for years. If you want to find out what's on the horizon for theme parks, Pro is where you go.
Morty, let's check in on Rian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay. I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a definitely remark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Fly, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird. Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Cowabunga!
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to ProVision 3D.
All right, everyone, put on your coffee glasses. I'm going.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
all come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Pa.
Autobots, roll out!
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
We're gonna do it!
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
You'll never take our freedom!
From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show! Hello, folks. Howdy, how are you? And welcome back to another wonderful day here on the Pro Channel. It is a 90K kind of day today, and we are so excited to be coming to you from a studio in somewhere sunny USA. As always, folks, ready to bring a sunshiny kind of feeling to your ever-loving day, despite what Holly Weird might be up to. We are exposing and explaining what is going on in entertainment, and we have a panel ready to do just what you need them to. Let me introduce them one at a time. First of all, we've got Nolan Thunder joining us today. Nolan, how are you?
I am pumped. I am so hyped for the show. It's going to be amazing.
And we've also got Erika here. Erika is looking a little green. It's not easy being green. But by the way, folks, she is here to celebrate with her green hue because guess what? Get a clue. It looks like we've saved Muppet Vision at Hollywood Studios. So thank you, Erika, for being right in theme.
Say what?
Great.
Say what? We've also got Marvin the Movie Monster, who will be doing a show later today. Marvin, glad you could carve out some time to hop on over.
Oh, 100%. Always happy to be here. Congratulations on 90K. And I wanted to let Erika know that green's the color of spring.
And green can be beautiful. I forget the next line, sorry. And also we want to say, and friendly like, that's right. And green can be big like a mountain, tall like a... Nope, I've got it wrong. Lou, we've got you. And you are a legend all across Hollywood, back when it was wood and not weird. Weird. Welcome, sir.
I'm a legend in your mind, perhaps, but not in mine. But thank you anyway. But, you know, I may not be here anymore if we keep putting this emphasis on color.
Uh-oh. What are you talking about, Lou? What are you talking about?
I like Erika for the content of her character.
Well, you know what, Lou?
Even if that character's green. But anyway...
You come from the right era, Lou. That's how things should be. It's definitely how things should be.
Hey, you know what? Unlike the modern Muppets, we've actually got a couple people on this panel who actually sound like Kermit the Frog. So, you know, we got someone who's green.
Wish I could do voices like that.
And, folks, we've got a lot of super chats and bonus member chats and all kinds of things coming in. Check out the bonus member chats over at the community tab, as well as, if you're a member of the Patreon, at that level 2, go check out Patreon, and you can drop a comment there. We're so happy to be celebrating with all of you this 90K, and I'm here to tell you that 100K is on the way. Can we do it before the end of the year? Well, we shall see. But if we hit 100K in less than 2 years, because remember, this channel started about a year and a half ago, a little bit over that. We started on January 1st of 2023. So if we can do this before 2025 begins, what a huge accomplishment that would be from all of you out there, because you are, of course, the gigawatts. 100%. We say it. We mean it, folks. This is a celebration of all you out there. We do have tons of news to get to. We promise we will. But first, please allow us to celebrate all of you just a little bit, because you are
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
God dang it, from the bottom of our hearts here on the WDW Pro Channel, thank you.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! It's a Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is...
Now, commence Operation Vacuum Suck! Suck!
That's right, folks. Jonas is not here to stop me. I have full command of the clips tonight. Get out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go full-blown overboard with this. But you know what? Before we do, let's bring up these wonderful super chats and all of the kindness that's going on out there in the audience right now. Here we go. Mac, member for 7 months. Congrats. Power of 1, power of 2. The power of 90K? Yes, you know what's on the way.
The power of 1. The power of 2. The power of many.
90K. Thank you, Mac. What a tremendous resource Mac is. Juliet for 2. Congrats. Platinum Pro on your 90K. Well, thank you, Juliet. We hope 100's on the way, but we never take for granted a single one of our subscribers, followers, members. Nay, we never forget a single person. Chipmunk of Extreme Vengeance. Yes, the title is earned today. Congratulations on 90K, and seeing Disney damaged is good to see. It is a sad state of affairs for such a corporation to go through this. But every time it recoils back to lick its own wounds, the brighter the future it may one day bring for itself. Well, Disney's in a heck of a pickle after the last couple of days. We'll talk about it. We've got Stone Racket, member for 8 months. Congratulations on reaching 90.1 thousand subscribers. And yes, Stone Racket, we're already moving on up. Like the Jeffersons, we just keep on going higher and higher. Packing Protons for 10. Also, Force of Light ladies. Michelle, Natalie, if you're out there, this is to you. I'm an audio syncing expert. Can get a 4-hour radio show synced in a few seconds to video. Send me a short reaction show, 30-minute clip. I can help reevaluate the Sunday show. Packing Protons, that does not go unnoticed. Hopefully, Michelle and Natalie will take you up on that offer. I will forward this over there to them. And who knows, maybe you will be the next producer extraordinaire for Force of Light. Samuel Main for 2. Congratulations on 90K. Thank you so much. And of course, here's why we're calling him Chipmunk of Extreme, Extraordinary, Rage-Filled Vengeance. 50 WDW Pro memberships. Holy moly, what a great way to begin the show and celebrate. As they say in Italy, Chipmunk of Vengeance, you are demand. Packing Protons again for 5. Saying congrats to Pro on a new milestone is like celebrating Tennille's 10th chat anniversary. Keep them coming. Packing Protons, that's the kind of inside joke that I love to see. For those of you who don't know, we have a subscriber who is named Tennille, and Tennille constantly super chats, and YouTube has a glitch where it always reads it as the 10th super chat, and it always puts up little balloons and stuff. I love it. We also have someone, by the way, who, when they post, it's always their first. So, you know. Packing Protons for 10. Also, did we ever find out why Bob Iger looked shocked when Chapek did his takeover press conference? People say it was to let him be the COVID fall guy, but why did he look blindsided? It's because the anchors started treating Bob Chapek as if he was the CEO, and Bob Iger was not ready for that. Bob Iger was still in charge in his mind and was going to be in charge even to the level of being able to fire Bob Chapek whenever he wanted. So Chapek was the CEO in name only, the fall guy. But what made Iger look down and be crumple up and fold his arms in was the anchors started asking Chapek questions that were CEO questions, and they began to ignore Iger. He did not like that. Great question. Penny. We got to love Penny. Penny has been a member for 11 months, and Penny says, OM gosh, 90,000 plus. Congratulations. Thank you, Penny. It's all because of all of you. Kit Kat, member for 6 months. Congratulations on 90K. Thank you. The Mom. Did you ever get the MIK exclusive on Epic Universe? We are working on some major Epic Universe exclusives. We're not yet ready to bring out some of the info we have, but we are working on it. Hang tight. We promise we'll get there.
And that answers the question, what makes this channel different from all those other channels?
Well, we actually during the show today
confirm truth.
Yes, well, we audited the channel last year. Last year's scoops and rumors were 92.5 or 93.5% accurate. I don't remember which one it was. That was about a 2 or 3% increase over the prior year. So that was great. And we may do another audit this year. We're not sure yet. We have had less scoops and rumors this year. It's been a little bit of a challenge hanging on to some of our sources because as you grow in notoriety, it makes people a little bit more nervous to share info. So we're still doing it, but it is more difficult, more challenging. The mom for 199, happy 90K. Thank you so much. What a kind thing to say. And we have Delayed Ribbon for 5. Anybody here see that Studio Trigger 40th anniversary of Transformers animation? The feels. Yes, keep Valiant away from that because he will get it in the feels. He loves the man behind Optimus Prime. No doubt about it. Luigi Ciciare says, rest in peace, Chad McQueen for $10. Yes,
man.
Indeed. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. That's the third. That's number 3.
Yeah, well, I'd like to
James
stop
Earl
at 3
Jones.
if we can.
Well, it always comes in 3s. Peter Renaday, James Earl Jones, and now, Chad McQueen, rest in power.
I am happy to stop at 3, folks. I don't like to say goodbye. I know it's something we do, and it's to me, I don't say goodbye. I say see you soon. So, but I still hate to see people.
The problem with see
on.
you soon is
I'm not in a hurry, Lou. I'm not in a hurry.
Okay, but MOUSE,
Absolutely. Stone Racket for 10. Bob Iger insulted me the other day when I told him that I was from Iowa. He called me a pig farmer, even though I had said that I was a medical supply chain manager with an MBA. Yes, folks, one of the things that has offended me the most about that New York Times article is that Bob Iger insulted Bob Chapek in front of all of his Hollywood friends by calling Bob Chapek a Hoosier, by suggesting he was from Indiana, and worse, rural Indiana. So, yes. They listen
to that.
The yachtman, the weathermanning yachtman, cannot stand apparently the folks in flyover country. He sails right on over you.
Elitism. Never heard of the Great Loop.
Yeah, elitism he is. Elisa1225 has become a YouTube member, and we're so happy to have you. Welcome to the club. And welcome before we hit that 100K. John Gibson III, member for 4 months. Congrats on 90K Pro. Well, thank you so much. Dustin Sensenig, congrats on 90K. Great to see you, Erika, Lou, Nolan, and Marvin. Marvin, you're included.
Oh. Usually AEW fans mention me in a much different way.
That's true. You'll get that later tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
80s man, member for 8 months. Will Jonas do a face reveal at 100K? Well, we've been talking for quite a while now about if Jonas will do a face reveal. That's something that is on the table for the future, but there are discussions underway about when and how and all of that. For me, I will almost definitely never do a face reveal. Not because I'm some ugly mug, but because the minute that I do, go into the parks and just talking to cast members and moseying through and doing what I need to do to get information, all of that comes to an end. We have to pay somebody to go over there and do all that, and we'd rather not do it that way. So probably never do that lest the scoops cease. We've got Fletch Williams. He's out there. And by the way, Fletcher, thank you so much for your constant support. We love it when you're on the panel as well. Fletcher Williams, member for 13 months, says, Felicidades, pro and team, 100K, muy pronto. We hope so. And we've got Clive Griffiths up there, member for 3 months. Glad to support you. You do a great job, and well done, 90K. Clive, thank you so much. Means the world to us that you all are supporting us. And folks, as much as we'd love to continue just having fun with this celebration, we know that the entire nation is waiting for us to bring you the news in only the way that we can and do. So, folks, let's get ready to spray Holly Weird with the truth.
Why?
That's about right. It's about right.
I had visions of a skunk for that clip. I don't know why when you said spray it, but silly me.
Spray it, don't say it. All right, folks, let's get ready. Here we go. Let Pro log out of the admin panel. Whoops-a-daisy on the old news article we're going to pull up here. All right, now we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1. It's so much more difficult when Jonas is not here. Don't tell him that, folks. Don't tell him. He'll take it straight to his head, we promise. All right, we've got the Harry Potter casting call has gone out for Warner Brothers. This is the new show. And by the way, we had the exclusive scoop on this at the very first day of the channel. I should find that. By the end of the show, maybe we'll have a chance. I can pull that up. But if you go all the way back to the very first day here on the Pro Channel, and I had not thought of this literally until we pulled this article up just seconds ago. The very first day, one of our videos was about a Harry Potter reboot that was incoming. And at that time, we had a source, and we still do, but it's much more sparse that we can get connected for reasons that are not at all due to animosity or anything. It's just a logistics issue. But back then, we had a source readily available named Deep Toy. That's what Valiant named our source. And Deep Toy had access to all kinds of toy industry information. And so we found out about the Harry Potter change through that connection. And so this was one of the I guess, the first scoop on the channel official, and came true. Now the TV show is here, and the casting call is going out. So fun to watch the evolution of everything happening. But that Park Place, the website that we run, well, if you're not bookmarked, you should be, says casting call for upcoming Harry Potter series, says company is committed to inclusive, diverse casting. Now that's going to be interesting because, folks, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of pale. There's a lot of pale. And I'm not talking about what you take to the beach to make a sandcastle. There's a lot of pale with the J.K. Rowling trio. Here's what it says. A casting call for Max's upcoming Harry Potter series has many fans fearing the Hollywood production will race swap or even push sexuality changes onto the main character of Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley. The casting call, posted to Cast Its Talent website, reveals the production is looking for children who will be between the ages of 9 and 11 in April of 2025 and who are residents of the United Kingdom or Ireland. It then provides instructions for applicants to apply, including a video submission of a short poem or story, as well as a second video providing information about the applicant, including birth, date, height, and where you live, as well as information regarding family members and pets. Because, Lou, pets and what animals you own is really, really important when you're casting kids. I had no idea.
Well, sure it is, of course.
Of course. However, the end of the casting call is where many fans' fears are stemming from. It states, "We are committed to inclusive, diverse casting. For every role, please submit qualified performers without regard to ethnicity, sex, disability, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, or any other basis protected by law, unless otherwise specifically indicated." All right, panel, I don't know if the laws in the UK forced them to put this in here. Is there any chance that you're going to get a Harry Potter who is of a very different ethnicity? And does it matter? You tell me, panel. Take it away.
Harry himself, no. Harry himself, definitely not. I don't think Ron either. I think you're going to get Black Hermione, but I think that was always going to happen because they got away with doing it in the Cursed Child on Broadway. But at the end of the day, J.K. Rowling has full control over this series, so I can't see any crazy, insane changes. At the end of the day, I don't really care about Black Hermione because I mean they're not, as long as they're not going to be like, this is the first Hermione of color or something like that. Like
breaking the glass ceiling yet again.
Yeah, like as long as you don't virtue signal with it, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think you can make Harry black. I don't think you could change the Weasleys because even though gingers are always on the chopping block, I think that they're going to pretty much keep the Weasleys the way they are.
Do they have to cast a ginger as a Weasley?
Yeah, I would assume so. You got to be a natural ginger to be a Weasley, right?
Oh, a natural ginger. This is
no.
This is better than Disney Treats Mermaids.
Well, I believe they call them trans ginger.
Trans ginger.
Their hair.
No, they say the collar and cuffs match. So anyway,
so Erika, let me go to Erika real quick. Erika, when it comes to the casting of these characters, does it matter? And if they don't cast them and swap them with different ethnicities, will the wokies blame J.K. Rowling for it?
Oh, that's a good one. As long as J.K. Rowling has control, she'll cast accordingly, and I trust her. And if the wokies don't like it, well, which it's anyone's guess. They don't seem to like her, so I think whatever she does, they're not gonna. It's not gonna.
That's exactly it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And she's already proven she's not going to be intimidated by those people. So,
yeah. I mean,
on the other hand, many people don't know this little piece of trivia. The famous James Bond theme song, the ding 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 ding, was originally made to be a East Indian theme song to a movie about imported British colonial people into England.
You're
And
telling
it
me
didn't
this was the
sell.
original Bollywood soundtrack turned into
Exactly. So my question is, could we do Harry Potter with an all Indian Pakistani cast?
Well,
that would be a Patronus to speak for.
Well, I don't think they're going to race swap the kids. I think you're going to start seeing some race swapping going on in the faculty of Hogwarts, in the staff members, because it's basically the hardest thing they've got to do is cast the teachers, right? Because who else is going to play Snape?
Yeah, man.
What's the name of the samurai in the upcoming Assassin's Creed game? Yasuke, is that the name of it?
Yeah, Yasuke.
Okay, Yasuke Yasuke. Maybe they can get a former dark-skinned samurai playing character to be Dumbledore. That would open some doors, I think. That would be
right.
something.
Well, and
How about Idris Elba as Dumbledore?
Okay, now you're making me like the idea. Nolan,
actually, I would kind of like that.
Yeah,
I'll
that
basically
would work,
go watch
you know?
anything you put Idris Elba in. By the way, that is the exact same thing with some of my other favorite actors out there. It turns out that we are not against any of this kind of stuff, so long as you do it in the right way. When it's quotas and when it's agendas and when you stop casting the best people, that's when there's a problem. Nolan, I'm just curious though. You know, the video game is what made this possible, right? Hogwarts Legacy. And that has put J.K. Rowling back in power because it really showed that, I'm sorry, audiences don't have a problem with her. So are you at all surprised that J.K. Rowling is now, whether or not they like it, she now has operational control of the show?
No, not at all, actually, because I think it comes down to, at the end of the day, is that she owns Harry Potter. This isn't like a George Lucas situation to where he basically has no control about anything happening. She played it smart, and it doesn't matter what those people think about her opinions. At the end of the day, when you have a very financially profitable thing and you keep yourself out of like legal troubles, you know, or controversies that are going to put you behind bars, she can pretty much do whatever she wants. I think this show is going to suck. I know Hermione's the number one.
How do you really feel about
it? Because no redhead is safe from the woke machine. Like, rest in peace, Emma Watson.
Yeah, Ron.
Oh yeah, Ron's done
who's a
too.
natural ginger.
I think Snape's going to be a woman.
No, Snape won't be a woman. I think Snape will end up being like Matt Smith or something like that, which I wouldn't hate.
We'll have to see. My expectations are dirt for this series, so if they wow me, I'll be impressed. But we'll see what J.K. Rowling has to say, because I don't think it'll be as bad as the Star Wars sequels were, but I still think it's gonna be pretty bad.
I think with her direct involvement, it's going to be pretty truthful to the books. I think that's the thing. If she wasn't as intrinsically involved as she is in this, I would really be worried about it. But I trust her, and we know that. Look, she knows there's no sense in trying to appeal to the wokies, because no matter what she does, I mean, she could rescue Hillary Clinton from a burning building, and they would still hate her guts. There's nothing that she can do. So you don't have these people. Okay, let's appeal to the people we do have.
Does she save her on a broom?
Yeah, I trust her. I think we should give her some credit and give her some grace. I mean, these are her characters, it's her stories, and she'll keep the integrity of everything if she has any say in it.
The proof of the pudding is her doing that has made this a consistently profitable thing. Even the Fantastic Beasts things not doing what they hoped they would, they're still involved in the theme park, right? So these people that, oh, well, you know, you can do anything you want. You don't need that person who actually rendered this from thin air. Aside from the ethic issue of it's my creator, and aside from how you sign your contract, whether you give it away or not, it seems to work with her. It seems like bottom line, she sells books and movies and toys and attractions. So,
well, I'll tell you this: I actually in this conversation, and then Eric, if you want to ask Lou a question, let me just get this out quick. It's kind of a joke. So, I just want to say, folks, having now seen the light in this conversation, I have realized that the perfect person to play Harry Potter is Denzel Washington, because, frankly, I love everything that Denzel Washington is in. So, bring on Denzel. Let's do it. Erika, your question to Lou.
Yeah, I mean, because you've been in the business and stuff. So my question is, just a hypothetical, I guess. How much control do you think J.K. Rowling will have over all of this?
I think she's proven that whatever deal she's got ultimate control. And very few people in the history of the business do. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering how far they're going to let her, because I didn't know if there's any restrictions. Or I don't know anything.
There's no general rule, Erika, except that generally people say, "You want to buy my book, really? Here I am. Give me the money." Mm-hmm. She didn't do that, and I'm sure she was offered many things. We know that Disney pursued her and this property, and was told, "You mean bribe me for money? I have more money than you now."
So Lou, you're saying this is not going to be a George R.R. Martin situation where it's constantly,
they didn't do what's going to be in my book that I haven't released yet. I'm going to release that book one day. I'm so involved in the TV show that I complain about because I don't have control over it.
That guy, I mean, you got the money and the fame. You had none of it before. Shut up, take the money, go home. Don't whine about it.
He's working on that next book as much as Ryan Johnson's working on a trilogy.
Well, I'm confident it'll be fine.
She's fiercely protective over the IP. Like
These
there are things like I tried to order a butterbeer ice cream recently at Universal Studios in Diagon Alley with and I asked if they could put sprinkles on it. They wouldn't even do that because it's proprietary. Like it's that hardcore. Like they can't.
Which means at some point
they can't alter the things.
At some point, somebody suggested that she tried it that way and said, "Nah, no sprinkles."
Did you
when you asked
Marvin,
me,
you say, "Can I have sprinkles on the side?" And then did you do it yourself, or did they have security watching you to make sure that didn't happen?
They slipped me the sprinkles and some waffle cone pieces on the side, and I
that's a euphemism, folks. We're talking about something illicit right now.
Don't worry, bro. They were the rainbow
sprinkles on the side.
They were the rainbow sprinkles.
All right. Well, now we know.
I thought Sprinkles on the Side was the name of the drag queen who's going to audition for the part of Fairy Potter.
Fairy Potter. Good grief. Get out of here, Lou. You're on fire.
I didn't say that.
You said Fairy Potter. I heard it.
Of Harry, and you glissando
I inferred the fairy.
But that's my joke about the guy goes to the shrink and they do the ink blot test and they tell him, "Listen, there's no wrong answers. Say whatever you want, but we want to know what you see first." Sure, first one. That's two people making love. Okay. Second one. Oh, that's two more people making love. Third one. That's four people making love. And this is very early in the test. Not a definitive diagnosis, but you seem kind of obsessed with sex. And he says, "Me? You're the one with the dirty pictures." So,
folks, we tell him,
Erika, there is no blanket rule, but the blanket rule usually is that you give it all up to get the deal. And she said no to that. So she's a unique animal in her own right in this menagerie of.
Well, I'm glad she
Alex,
did.
So you and Pro should talk over your mutual obsessions.
But I'll tell you though, Lou, the chat is on fire out there. I mean, Mexican Iron Man is Hagrid. How can you go wrong with something like that?
Oh, I like it. And he leans over and he says, "You're not a YouTuber, Harry."
I'm picturing like it's the scene from the first movie where they're getting all the letters sent in, except it's like a taco truck or something like that.
That's right.
Sending it in.
Perfect. He's collecting cilantro every day at the edge of Hogwarts. All right, folks, we are going to be moving on to Super Chats. We appreciate so many of you out there. Topping 600 as we get ready to dive into some of the biggest topics still left to go, including the media now turning against Snow White. And I'm going to explain why that is happening. Why is the media suddenly turning against Rachel Zegler and Disney? Well, we'll explain it. And you'll be able to tell it then to your friends when they ask, "What's going on?" But first, here's what's going on. Ruby Hoove is gifted a WDW Pro membership. Thank you, Ruby. So kind of you, and we are so appreciative. No doubt about it. Space Monkey 0899 for 199. Power to the 199, folks. Race swap equals no watch. I will say there have been a few times when it's worked because they chose the best actor for the role. So when we had the changeover at Marvel with guys, help me out. Who's my name? I'm missing here. It's escaped me. Anyway,
a race swap.
What does he do?
Yes. Original Marvel. Help me out, guys. MCU. Why?
Oh,
anyway,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Thank you.
Oh,
Well, so I couldn't get that out because Sam Adams was wanting to come out, and I thought, can't say
Well,
that.
Sam Jackson with a Sam Adams. Now that's Nick Fury, if ever I thought of one.
It is. So there are times when it works. It depends on if you're casting because the person is the best
of this butter
option
on this blanky beer. So
No, I agree. I agree with you, Pro. And it matters if you make a big deal about it and you virtue signal in the media prior to the release, where you're like, this is going to be the first black wizard in the history. Like, when they did the female dwarf thing with Rings of Power. Like when you're obnoxious about it, then we understand why you did it.
Well, let me give you a great example, okay? When Halle Berry was cast as Catwoman, not a single person on the planet said, gosh darn it, I don't want to see Halle Berry playing Catwoman. Everybody was excited because she was the very best person you could possibly cast. Now, the movie is a different story.
Well, let's be honest now. The reason they were excited was, as much as Michelle Pfeiffer was fine, they wanted Julie Newmar, and Halle is more in the Zoftic mode of the cat, and so
debatable.
The plot,
folks just broke out a thesaurus all over the country as they heard that one, Lou.
Well,
well played, sir. Well played. You sesquipedalian, you. Change of ways for $2. No matter what they do, woke will hate for just J.K. Rowling. That's right. Yep. Okay, I get it. No matter what they do, the woke will hate it simply because J.K. Rowling is behind it. Yes,
look what they did with the video game,
which is why
Pro.
none of them are going to see it now, right? They're boycotting all of Universal and everything else, right?
But Marvin's right. Marvin, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, they put a trans character in the video game. They made Hogwarts an ethnic rainbow. It was the most diverse, modern day kind of game ever. There were, gay romances. You could make your character trans. It was not enough. They still made that weird hit list of all the streamers who were streaming the game and, screaming at everyone who bought it. It was horrible. And you're going to see it happen again. And these poor 3 kids, there's going to be 3 10-year-olds in the United Kingdom in the next year who are going to have a bunch of purple-haired weirdos screaming transphobe in their face on the street.
Well, let's put it this way, folks. What we want to see, because we want to offer a better alternative to Hollywood, what we want to see is we want there to be an intrinsic value of every single human person and a recognition that everybody matters. That includes, by the way, pale-skinned dudes. Everybody, as an individual, deserves to be judged on the merits of their heart and their character. And when you're casting, if you have that wellspring of goodness towards your fellow brother and sister in humanity, then you will naturally cast people of all different varieties, but also appropriately for depending on the role and the time frame that the piece is set in. But that will naturally occur from the bottom up. What they're doing in Hollywood is they're attempting to push this from the top down. And when they do that, they set up these quotas, they set up these ratios. And when you set up quotas and ratios based on arbitrary categories of human beings, well, that turns into something very, very ugly that we do not want to see rising up in history or in entertainment. Stone Racket for 5 drops a super sticker. Go ahead, Lou.
It's doubly difficult with something that's been this successful, because the real question should not be what age, age, yes, but what sex, what. The question should be, can you cast this movie without the constant image of those original kids in your head?
Well,
the new ones are entitled to the right to succeed or fail on their own. I mean,
I'm not convinced that because I think they can actually surpass the original cast, sans Emma Watson. I think Emma at that age did an excellent job of playing Hermione, but the other two, I'm not convinced that they will be superior to whoever you get instead. I think, especially if you age up, that they weren't all that great as their characters the older they were. And you all tell me if I'm wrong on the panel. Maybe I'm.
Well, I don't know how much of it was them and how much of it was they're not cute little kids anymore.
No, Pro, when you cast kid actors, you're kind of rolling the dice, because how many of them actually know how to act? You don't know what they're going to grow up into. They don't all become Emma Watson. I think that there's a definite, and especially because you're going to have a chance to really dig down deep into the characters of Harry and Ron and Hermione in this one in a way that the movies never could. And I think that's going to be the real difference here. But I think the hardest thing that they're going to have to cast in this movie is going to be replacing Alan Rickman as Snape. That's the one that's almost impossible.
Well, and whoever they get as Hagrid's also going to be tough too. That's.
I can't think of any movie that Alan Rickman did that anybody else works in. Now that I've seen him do it, it isn't just about Snape. It's about how unique and wonderful he was.
And that is a heck of a compliment. Charge of the comic number 2 for 5. UK law state they must have a diverse cast for Potter. Boilerplate. But does that mean they will? That depends on Rowling and if they want money.
I had a feeling this was the case. A diverse casting call.
Yes. So, okay. One of the things that I noticed was with Inside Out 2, for example, because that's a legacy property that already features pale-skinned characters of European descent as your main cast, and the voice actors are largely of that same category. I noticed that in Inside Out 2, that almost all of the ancillary characters, the background characters, the secondary, the tertiary characters in the film are quote-unquote diverse by the way that Hollywood measures this. And so you had, and it's funny too, because Riley was a hockey player. So you had people, it just didn't look so much like a hockey team. I'll just say that. I don't find that
they weren't Canadian enough for you.
They definitely were not Canadian enough. Now, did it bother me? No. But when I watched it, I just thought, well, this is the strange quirkiness of ratios and quotas, because they looked at it and said, we already have to have Mom, Dad, and Riley be white. We already have to have these emotions. These people be the voice actors. So everybody else in order to hit our ratios and quotas has to be of a different ethnicity. And what you get is this very weird, uncanny valley, definitely not like the world you see, result. And it's just fun to see how they twist and bend to make this happen.
Well,
I think it might happen with Harry Potter.
Do you remember the Monty Python sketch about Michelangelo and the Pope and the painting of the Sistine Chapel?
Share it with them, Lou, in case others haven't seen it.
And the Pope is complaining about it, and the artist is saying, well, I did what I thought was right. And the Pope is complaining because there are 3 Jesus Christs in the picture. And the artist says, well, I thought the 2 fat ones balanced out the one skinny one, And then the Pope, bottom line, says, in a very accurate to this thing, listen, I want it by Tuesday. I want it with one Jesus, and I want it now, or you don't get paid. Is that clear enough? So the bottom line is always the bottom line, no matter how much they pretend otherwise.
Change of ways for 2. JK isn't perfect. Blank the B series at 66%. Hot trash, garbage.
Perfect
even
isn't the point. It just isn't.
No, it's definitely
every fanfic out there thinks theirs is better than hers. But hers is the one that sold, and hers is the one that we have in our living rooms and our theme parks. So there you go. Deal with it on its own terms is all I'm saying. Not what you wish it was.
And we recognize that JK is not perfect in every single way. You're not going to find anyone who is.
I'll tell you what. If I had to negotiate anything, I'd hire her.
Yes, but I would
she is one perfect deal maker.
What I would say,
there is a world in which, had she not been so stringent, she would have made more money and it would have been even better. But this is not that world. So you got to deal with things the way they are.
And we both agree that she's a genius. What I would say is that I think that she has learned on the fly that the people that originally she identified with in terms of ideology, that they will go for her jugular in a heartbeat to take her down. And I think there's been an evolution there, perhaps not yet complete. John Cornyn for 5. Congrats on 90K by chance. Do you have the rabbit chicken tacos ad to play? Well, we played it at the very beginning of the show. And folks, you love it so much, we'll play it again at the end. We'll bring Mexican Iron Man back. And also, folks, we apologize that Mike is not able to make it today. He sends his best regards, but he is significantly under the weather. Do not fret, not yet, for he will be back. And he'll be just fine. It's just a virus situation. But he is unfortunately unable to make it. And we wish him the very best.
Oh, let's face it. He's a wimpy non-YouTuber.
Non-YouTuber. That's right. He's a noob tuber. John Cornyn, also member for 7 months, says, Black trans Voldemort. Yes, Harry.
No, I was thinking if Idris was Dumbledore, that maybe you could get Daniel Craig for Voldemort.
Well, they need to get the woman who played the mother from the Acolyte to play Voldemort. There you go.
No. Let's be real here, guys. Voldemort's the bad guy. He's a white dude.
Oh, a white British dude, as every TV series in the history of television.
Let's just have Ray Fiennes do it again.
Yeah.
Well, that's because, by the way, of the ratios. You're not allowed to, so that's the ratio back again. All right, well, guys, we got to move quickly because we've got so many stories and we are running short on time. Daniel Kissow says, for 5, don't say goodbye, say good journey. Wonderful. Love that. It's a better idea. Better than what I did the first time.
What about in the land that Erika currently lives, that Gute Fahrt thing? What? F-A-H-R.
He's working on his German. He's working on it.
You mean Osspot?
Whatever. Yeah, there's all these,
It was a Guten try.
Journey. Yeah.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle for 2. Halle Berry. What about Etha Kitt? Indeed.
Eartha. Yes.
Eartha. Oh, sorry about that. It's Wild Man of Yavin gifted 50.
Wow.
50 WDW Pro memberships. Folks, you know what that means. We can't hold back. It's time to celebrate.
Perfect.
And thank you again to Wild Man of Yavin for those 50 WDW Pro memberships. We've got more exclusive member content on the way. And if you are of those higher levels of membership, make sure that you check out the ability to vote in polls and also pick topics to let us know what you want us to be making videos about real soon. The higher the level of membership you have right here on the Pro Channel, the more control we give you, handing the wheel over to the audience that knows best. Rhedosaurus, member for 11 months. Why can't Universal get their Monstars right? Well, they're going to at their theme park. We'll see about the movies. So far,
so good.
Yeah, the theme park, yes. Matthew Johnson, member for 6 months. I Am Dragon. Watch it. So good. And congrats. We will definitely check that out. By the way, I'm getting more excited too about the upcoming series. We've got it in the intro. It's the League of Legends ones. Guys, help me out. What's my title there?
Arcane.
Pro is not on it today. Hang on, folks. We got to do a simultaneous sip. Everybody ready? Get your coffees. Everybody got your coffee? Nolan, you got your coffee? Erika? Everybody, simultaneous sip of caffeine to get Pro back on track in 3, 2, 1. Lou, I know
you're that's coffee.
Lou, I know what you're drinking, and it's not coffee. Actually, I know you.
Mine's not coffee.
No, they won't let me do that for a while yet, but it's water.
Oh, darn, Lou, darn.
There was
all right.
There was a BOGO on root beer today, so I'm good.
What kind of root beer, by the way?
A&W, 0 sugar.
Okay. See,
me too.
And by the way, those are good because they have real vanilla in them.
Yeah,
if you want to instantly root beer float it, and you have some heavy cream, just splash a little in there.
That's right.
If you haven't got the ice cream.
When I was a kid, IBC root beers in the glass bottle were the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mom
they're high calorie. Mr. Wright for $10. Go Pro Go. I added the second one. I just like it so much. 90K. Woot woot. Thank you, Mr. Wright. You are exactly right. Just what we need. Change of ways for 2. Oh no! F was for fantastic, not duck.
I was about to say something about that. I didn't think he was going for the profanity.
I don't know if that came through well. Jar Jar Binkset. Member for 8 months. Congratulations on 90,000 to the best on YouTube. Well, what a compliment, and we're happy to continue to try to get better and better every day, bringing you the news in a way that the others just simply will not. Jacob Foxfire 964 for 5. Might be a hot take. I don't mind if they give Catwoman a bit of color. Closer to a light brown tan black cat, however, she should still be white. Folks, I just want them to stop doing the quotas. That's all I'm asking. I love people of every hue, every background, every ethnicity. We are all one big happy family on this planet Earth, minus the people who suck, and they come in every variety you can imagine. But I'm tired of the ratios and the quotas. Get rid of those. It's enough of it. Anyway.
This is like one of those... from maybe 20 years ago, those designer women who would give you your colors. You know, they would decide that you're more of a peach than an apricot and go shopping with you and pick out clothes at Neiman Marcus that match your colors. Give me a good.
Indeed.
the whole issue with color, let's face it, was, well, all the black people are pimps and hookers and whatever in TV these days, or all the white people, which was done that way, like you said, were evil bankers out to control the world. The idea is that the color was associated with the character, as opposed to differentiated, as Martin Luther King put it. That's wrong. So, anyway.
Listen, we are all admirers of that ethos that was put out by Martin Luther King Jr., that we should live in a world where children and adults are judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. We believe in that. Unfortunately, woke has turned that into a joke, and they believe in postmodern neo-Marxism, which takes advantage of immutable differences between people and uses that to best gain power. Sad, but that's where we are. We must battle back against it. Dat Boy 22 or Dat Boy 199, power to the 199. Congrats on 90K. Thank you for your honest reporting. Yeah, well, we try to be very honest around here. And we've got Mr. Fizzy, member for 9 months, 90K, not too shabby. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you for that cowboy emoji. It's just what we need as we get ready to ride, not into the sunset, but into a new topic.
If we're shabby chic.
I like shabby chic.
Well said. All right, it's time to drive into the, what's going to be going away when it comes to Walt Disney World. Marvin, you're the author of this one. Let's bring it up on the screen right now. Turns out That Park Place is yet again the website we're going to. This by Marvin Montanaro. Former animator reveals what Disney is tearing down for Monsters, Inc. land at Walt Disney World. Are the Muppets safe? Folks, I think we may have saved Muppet Vision. Can we save Tom Sawyer Island? I don't know yet. Marvin, I'm going to defer to you in just a moment. When Walt Disney Parks and Experiences announced a brand new inverted Monsters, Inc. roller coaster coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios, guests were immediately wondering where the new attraction and accompanying Monstropolis land was going to go. Many initially feared that the monsters would be moving into the spot currently occupied by Jim Henson's Muppet Vision 3D and the surrounding Grand Avenue area that marks the entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Marvin, can I get a Kermit voice real quick, please? You got one? You got a quote?
Hi ho! Don't tear down our theater, please! Yay!
Very well done. But on a recent live stream episode of the Tammy Tucky Show. Tammy Tucky Show. Now that's a
I was not familiar with her work, but she seemed delightful.
There you go. A former longtime Disney animator who worked in the Disney's Hollywood Studios animation building from 1989 to 2001 seemed to confirm that it would be the former animation studio and Star Wars Launch Bay shutting its doors rather than the beloved Muppet attraction. All right, let's hold there now, Marvin, because we saw concept art, and it seemed to indicate definitely that this was going to go where the Muppets were, and then voices sprang together to save the Muppets. Save the theater. It goes right in line with the movie, I believe, except this time Disney is the villain.
It's literally the plot of two Muppet movies. You have got the Muppets with Jason Segel and I believe it's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Special. That's literally the plot. Evil corporation wants to tear down Muppet Theater. Muppets have to stop it. Bob Iger is Tex Richmond, the evil oil baron, and Miss Bitterman, the wealthy heiress from Very Merry Muppet Christmas movie. So, yes.
All right. So Marvin, it's going in the animation courtyard, we believe now. But that is going to be a heck of a change over there because there's there are other attractions in that same vicinity. How do you see this playing out? Are they just going to destroy the animation building itself, or are we going to see a full transformation of the entire courtyard?
Well, I think it's going to be a full transformation of the courtyard. I think you're going to keep the Little Mermaid Theater because we know that they're bringing a new show into there, but the entrance to that is out in front and off to the side. So I think that's pretty much safe. But once you go into Monstropolis, I think they're going to get rid of the launch bay. They'll get rid of some of the buildings behind it. I think they're also going to, you get rid of where the Disney Junior Live on Stage used to be because that's just a glorified dance hall now. And so they just do dance parties in there. And you got a couple of, you got two gift shops that are rarely open and a character meet and greet with some Disney Junior favorites who can just easily be moved onto Hollywood Boulevard. I think it's a no-brainer. The launch bay has been essentially useless. It's been essentially useless and pointless since Galaxy's Edge opened up because, maybe it's time now to just kind of have character meet and greets in Galaxy's Edge and say enough with sticking so strictly to this story. You want to meet Darth Vader? Sure, you can go meet Darth Vader over here. So I think it's infinitely better. Now, originally we had heard, Pro, that there were rumors that because there are executive offices back there, the executives didn't want to give up their offices. But apparently somebody above them was like, hey, maybe they told them, hey, we'll build your new offices.
Gotcha. Well, they have enjoyed those offices greatly. And yes, we've known about that for a while. I guess what I would be a little bit annoyed with when it comes to Disney, and this seems to be a recurring issue, is that they have all the land in the world they need to just build this on expansion pads. Why are they dead set on destroying stuff? I don't understand why we can't revivify the animation building into something better and interesting and still put this in another spot. They have all kinds of land. They were just bragging recently about how much land they had. They had enough for 7 full-blown theme parks still, and yet they just destroy stuff to stack something new on top of it.
Well, honestly, I mean, with everything they announced at D23, Monsters Incorporated, Villains Land, Cars Land, Encanto, the Central America, the Indiana Jones, you could have built a 5th gate from that.
Of course, no, you couldn't, because we have now confirmed that to Disney, the definition of a land is 2 attractions max and a lot of retail.
Yes, well, they love that retail. They love the retail.
But I'm just saying that the lands that they've done lately are all 1 ride, 2 ride. That's all. Make another land.
That's all, folks. Nolan, Erika, any thoughts on the Monsters Inc. ride coming on? Given that they're going to destroy the animation building, that's a negative. That's space you could use. And by the way, it's interior space with air conditioning that you could use to put something else there. And then also have land for this. But given they're going to do this, seems to me to be overall a win that we are getting another coaster attraction at Hollywood Studios to increase the capacity of the park. What say both of you?
I think
as long as Muppet Vision is safe. Oh, go ahead, Erika.
It's better than replacing Muppet Vision. So, I mean, there's that. And I don't know, space seems kind of bigger to me. I don't know. It seems more fitting. I'm okay with it. I'm not upset about it at all. And to Marvin's point, maybe they'll bring some of those Star Wars meet and greets in Galaxy's Edge where they should be.
You could very easily create a Mandalorian and Grogu meet and greet location instead of just having him go out in the Wild West. You could even tie it into the story. Mando is putting together a bounty hunting team, and he's interviewing people, and you're going to go in there, and he's going to ask you questions.
There you go.
I'd say
Nolan?
Well, the other thing to remember, the main reason we originally thought over there in Muppet Land is that those remnants of Streets of New York kind of go with that theme of the new stuff. But on the other hand, you have to remember that the difference in cost and complexity and time of building the name of the Monsters town. It's all very flat. It's all very flat. It's all very simple. This is not the kind of detailed streets either that New York streets were there, or that, for example, the French streets in the Harry Potter thing at Epic are. This is a lot of flat 2D animation style fronts. That's easy anywhere. That doesn't have to happen there.
It's going to look really cartoony. Like, that's how I envision it. Like Zootopia. Kind of like that.
Nolan, your thoughts on this?
I, for one, if Muppet Vision stays, am extremely happy because Muppet Vision 3D is a better experience than every single ride in the Magic Kingdom. That was Jim Henson's baby, and I will vouch for it being one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. The use of practical effects with visual effects in the screens is admirable, and it would be a great shame to this whole dang country to see the Muppets fall. So I am thrilled that hopefully it'll be staying. And I actually really want to follow up to something Marvin and Erika were talking about, how moving the meet and greets to Galaxy's Edge. I am all for it. Completely stands the story. Because when I was on the field here a few weeks ago at Disney, I was just thinking about how lifeless Galaxy's Edge looks right now. If you did like a trend where take like 20 popular Star Wars characters in costume, keep cycling through them on random days, you know, that way everyone on Instagram is starting like all these strategies of, hey, what's the number one day you can see Darth Vader? What's the number one day you can see Luke or Rey or whoever? It would actually, I think, be a huge draw that could make every Disney trip to Galaxy's Edge unique. So I think it could be a major win. I hate to see anything getting torn down for the sake of this, but as long as it's not taking out a popular IP like the Muppets or Star Wars, I can agree with the decision. It's when they start jeopardizing popular brands and beloved attractions that I have a problem with it.
Well, you know, at least for one day, we have saved the theater for the Muppets. We have stopped Disney from being Doc Hopper. They'll be back at it again. Don't worry. But you know, maybe this kind of backlash can save Tom Sawyer Island. We shall see. Rivers of America, just as important. But
I'm picturing Bob Iger dancing around going, frog legs, frog legs.
Oh, God.
All right.
I tell you an honest fear. If enough of this happens, the policy guys are going to win out over the PR guys, and they're just going to say something new is coming and put up a bunch of go away green walls, and we won't know they yanked out something we loved until it's already dead and buried.
Well, that's pretty much did with Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Well, yeah.
So, folks, want to apologize. We intended to have Google Earth ready to go to show you what we were talking about while we were doing this topic. Unfortunately, there seems to be some sort of error with Google Earth. I don't know if it's with the whole service worldwide or if it's just me and my little impoverished computer here. Something going on. I don't know here at somewhere Sunny USA Studios, and we were unable to pull up the Google Earth stuff for you. Again, apologies on that. To Nolan's point about Galaxy's Edge, though, and what you could do with meet and greets, folks, you can know that Disney has absolutely no care in the world about making Hollywood Studios or the Disneyland expansion Galaxy's Edge popular, because if they wanted to, they could put a Luke Skywalker and Yoda meet and greet, put the two of them together, have somebody do the puppeteering on Yoda, and there would be a line to the entrance of the park. They don't do that because they refuse to do that, because they are captured ideologically. They are not captured by the desires of investors nor of those who attend their parks. And if you'd like to see just how bad things are going for Disney in terms of not being in line with the audience, they may have stopped being Doc Hopper for one day, but gosh darn it, they're still stuck with a poison apple, and that poison apple is the Snow White movie coming out. Take a look at this, folks. The trailer now at 1.2 million dislikes. So sorry, Disney, but we continue to check this thing. 90,000 likes, still not there, but 1.2 million, and we suspect 1.3 million on the way very soon. How bad is it? Well, it's so bad, in fact, that the mainstream media is now turning against poor little Rachel Zegler, and we're going to explain why. That's right. It's why you click this video, folks, and we're bringing it to you right now.
That headline.
Here we go, folks. We'll read it for you. Thousands of fans have been hating on Rachel Zegler's Snow White for getting the dwarfs too clean for her. Ryan Labie is the publisher of this one. These fans make some good points. This is what you have to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to tell you why. We're going to tell you why they're saying this, because they would never say it before. Well, except Ryan Labie, because Ryan Labie is total honesty. All right, it says down here, few upcoming kids' movies have sparked as much controversy as Disney's live-action remake of Snow White. The film has faced backlash from the start, beginning with the casting of Rachel Zegler as Snow White and escalating when fans saw the entirely CGI dwarfs. Now, thousands of viewers are voicing their frustration, I would say millions, over a significant shift in the relationship between the beloved Disney heroine, that's not a drug, YouTube, that's her role, and the seven dwarfs. In the original 1937 animated film, Snow White, Snow? Does she just go by Snow now? Okay. Snow cleaned the dwarf's house out of kindness. However, new clips suggest that in the remake, the dwarfs are cleaning while the fairy tale princess supervises. She is the forewoman, sparking heated debates among fans who feel this change undermines the heart of the classic story.
Oh, God.
In the original Disney classic, the fairest of them all stumbles upon the dwarf's cottage after fleeing from the evil queen. Upon finding the house in disarray, she assumes orphaned children live here and decides to tidy it up. However, based on the footage revealed so far in the upcoming live-action version, the princess's role seems to have shifted from the caretaker to more of a supervisor, leading some fans to accuse the remake of stripping away the character's compassion. Ex-users have been vocal about their displeasure. One widely shared post by @MyNerdyHome encapsulates those feelings. Snow White was led to the house because she needed a place to stay, but the reason she cleaned the house was because she thought orphan children lived there and felt bad they didn't have a mother, so she would clean the house and surprise them.
take this out and have the dwarfs clean their own house with Snow White not even helping is a tragedy. It deprives her of gentleness and caring aspect of her character.
Do you think that person really believed any of this?
Here's what I believe, Lou. I believe that the media is already twisting because they see this is going to be a flop and they cannot be on the opposing side of society anymore. They're going to have to take one for the team this time and say, Disney, we're sorry. We can't shill this one hard enough. We're giving it up, Disney. And it wouldn't surprise me, Lou, if Disney hasn't told some of these outlets, you know what? Okay, we can't make you shill this one.
I'm imagining a meme of Peter Dinklage frowning and saying, I don't do Windows.
That's perfect.
And as that really bothered him about this whole thing, right?
How refreshing is it, by the way, to see somebody report on this scene and finally reference the fact that she when she stumbles upon the cottage, she thinks it's the home of orphan children. Because everybody always misses that. Like when you watched when Drinker and Nerdrotic were on Piers Morgan this week, you had that guy that's always on there. He was like, why would she have to clean up after all these blokes? And I'm like, no, because she thought it was orphan children because she's nice and compassionate.
So meanwhile, the kids who do go see this movie with mommy are going to say, Mommy, do you mean if I don't clean my room, Snow White will show up?
if it's that Snow White, they'll clean that. They'll clean that room fast. But I think the media is preparing now. Listen, they were destroyed over Star Wars: The Acolyte. Think about how many of these influencers lost influence with their audiences because they were shilling heavy duty for Disney. Meanwhile, The Acolyte was wiping out their goodwill that they had. And then Star Wars Outlaws has done the same exact thing. Think about what they cost in cachet when they were out there telling you that Jonathan Majors was the next big celebrity and everybody should fall faint at his footsteps. And now, well, he's doing the tours out there hoping that he can sign some autographs for 50 cents. And that's for money, not for the rapper. I think that the media is preparing right now to give this one up. This is the sacrifice they've been assured it's okay to make in order to have good graces with their audiences. Folks, anybody disagree on the panel with that one?
Nope.
No.
All right, well, topic's over. We're moving on then. All right, Marvin, you play devil's advocate. Help me see, is there any way possible that people are still going to defend Snow White going into its March release?
Well, I would say never underestimate the power of fan blaming. And I think that, as much as Hollywood might be, they might not be able to resist the bait of so many people hating on a movie starring a Latina actress.
Hang on, Marvin. We've got inside footage of the shills preparing for the Snow White release.
Oh,
boy. Ready?
Spit take?
At least that's what I hear.
You know what, Marvin? You ruined it. You knew me too well.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! It's a Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year.
Anything that's got me going pew, 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 sign me up.
I gotta say, the concept of this is enough for me to go, I might even pre-order this.
Let me just tell you guys, something did go pew, pew, pew. It was the Ubisoft stock. Ubisoft is cratered right now. That was the video from this afternoon. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to avoid being put in this same situation with Snow White. I guarantee you're going to see them hedging their bets and playing this safe this time. They cannot be Star Wars outlawed again. Nolan, give me the counter position.
Oh, counter argument. Okay.
Go for it, Nolan. I'm giving you the impossible task.
Good things about this movie.
Tell me how wonderful Zegler is. Go, Nolan.
She's cute. There's dwarves in it. Representation. Oh wait, no, there's CGI.
No, there's not. You lie. There's no dwarves in here. There's CGI.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
She's the leader that her father knew she could be.
Yes.
So when the media ditch this thing, it's DOA. It is DOA. That's where we are. That's where we shall be. Rachel Zegler, anathema to success at this point. Still searching for that box office.
She can't get a hit to save her life.
Nope.
That
she
woman has
cannot.
never been in anything financially viable. Even the Hunger Games, even though it made money, is still far and away the lowest grossing Hunger Games movie of all time.
Well said.
Mm.
All
when
right.
you say
let's-
even the Hunger Games, for God's sake, she was in a Spielberg movie and it crashed.
I know.
With
That
West
one
Side
lost
Story.
money.
Of
Hunger
a-
Games
I
made
mean,
money.
a hit Broadway classic, and it lost.
She's the anti-Midas. Anything she touches turns to a liquid goo of a brownish
Gold Ziegler. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Back to James Bond again, folks. We're not playing the clip this time, though. We will next time. John Cornyn.
It's time they cast her as a villain.
$2. If Flitwick is not a little person still, I'm out.
I've heard Peter
Well-
Dinklage has some thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Look out. Dinklage is on his way. He's an angry elf. Mr. Buttcrack Media gifted 1 WDW Pro membership. And Mr. Buttcrack Media, we're just happy to see you out there in the crowd. We've been missing you. Don't always get to call out your name. We love knowing that you're still out there doing well. Cleaning the pipes, folks. Cleaning the pipes. Jim Butler for 5. I read that they're making a Mace Windu movie directed by Nolan. Well, Jim, it's going to come out right after the Rian Johnson trilogy. So
You
hang
don't
tight.
want my Mace Windu movie. You don't want it. It would be a hard R. There would be too many of a certain word in it if it has Mace Windu in it.
There you go, folks.
Hey,
On the way.
I'm sorry. I misquoted him earlier. Peter Dinklage said I don't do Windows. But anyway.
Oh, that's a nice callback. Angry Table. Well played, Lou. Remember, for 5 months, it's over 90,000. Nolan gets this reference.
I got
What?
that reference.
9,000? Yes. I love that meme. Yes.
Love
Thank you,
it, love
Hangry.
it. John's back again for 2 if they change the name to Blancanieves. Okay, Blancanieves. Sorry, I was trying to get my language figured out first. If they change the name to Blancanieves, I'll watch it. Well, I don't think they're going to do that.
Thing is, it's still
Tired of
Snow
these
White.
Blancanieves on this Blancanieves plane. That's what I'd say.
You know, I was watching. I'll just point for another day.
Point for another day. All right. Go and Shogi will point to you for $4.99 and say, once Snow White bombs terribly, they could incorporate the 7 dwarfs into Monstropolis. Nobody wants that door to open. Those
Don't give me
dwarfs,
ideas.
those dwarfs make the original Sonic the Hedgehog movie model look good. And that is saying something. And there's 7 of them. 7. Count them 7. Woo! Talk about a woof. All right, folks, it's time to dive into our very next topic. And how about that? Yet again, I've got a technical difficulty. Now we're good to go. Sorry about that, folks. Little hiccup. Every once in a while, it happens. All right, today we're talking about, looks like we've got another scoop that is going to be confirmified. Here it is out of thatparkplace.com, where we are leaning on heavily today, but that's because it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Both Marvin and John Trent doing an amazing job over there. If you're not yet bookmarked to the website, well, you should be. Marvel Spider-Man 4 film rumored to ditch multiverse and will be Avengers level event. This is by John Trent. New rumors have surfaced for Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures' upcoming Spider-Man 4 film, claiming that the film will not feature the multiverse, but will be an Avengers level event. These 2 rumors come from Scoopers. Can we get some toast and My Time to Shine Hello? One of which is under the legal microscope of Disney. They're very angry at one of those accounts. And come in the wake of a report from Boris Kidd in the Hollywood Reporter revealing that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland returning to play Peter Parker. Tom Holland, of course, will be at some point 50 years old, still playing a teenager. Along with revealing Cretton is in the talks to be the director, the report also shared that Chris McKenna and Eric Summers are returning to pen the script. Both were the previous 3 Spider-Man film writers. That includes Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Maybe this next one will be Home Away From Home. We just don't know. As far as the story, Kit shared that Sweet Home Spider-Man, Sweet Home Alabama. As far as the story, will Reese return? As far as the story, Kit shared that it is currently unclear, but he speculated it would pick up following the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Who would have ever thought? That saw the world forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, including Zendaya's MJ. I would have never concluded that the story would follow the last one. This is breaking news right here. Furthermore, he shared that the production is running, not crawling, full steam ahead, and will shoot early next year. I want a leak where someone involved in the production of a movie comes out and says, it's terrible. Nothing's going right. We can barely move. We're incapacitated. That's what I want. Following this report, Can We Get Some Toast revealed that the film is not a multiverse movie. Also indicated it would likely see Peter entering college for the first time. I do want to say here, I want to toot the horn. It's a 90K celebration, so I get to. I don't normally say this kind of thing, but I will. There was an audit done on some of these accounts out here. Not necessarily this one. In fact, it's neither one of these. It's a different account. But there was an audit done, and these mainstream news outlets, they cover these accounts, and somebody audited it and found out they had 62, 63% accuracy. And I thought, oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's almost 50-50. That's almost flipping a coin.
It's Dave Meltzer reporting. It is when you just make educated guesses based on, what you know as a movie fan. Oh yeah, it's going to be in college. You know that obviously because he was going for his GED at the end of the last one. Come on.
Right.
Insane.
Okay, so how does this tie into the scoop that we had so long ago where we said that Avengers would be a movie in which Wolverine and Tom Holland got together, Wolverine and Spider-Man, and that was going to be the team up. And I still believe that to be the case. Well, folks, if they're going to do another Spider-Man movie and it's going to come out either before or parallel to the upcoming Avengers film, what do you got to do? You got to keep Hugh Jackman out of it because they're going to have to do that in Avengers or else you've spoiled the fun of it. And so you can't have this be a multiverse movie because then everybody's going to want it to be Wolverine and Spider-Man. So the only way to satisfy the audiences is to hold that until the Avengers, and the only way you can hold it is to make this be set strictly in the Spider-Man universe, despite the fact that Spider-Man, the prior one, opened up the multiverse in a way that, well, told studios, hey, there's money to be made here if you do it the right way. And what's the right way? Was to bring back legacy characters that people love, not to open it up to a whole bunch of nonsense characters and Z-tier Marvel creatures that were made and featured in 13 pages back in 1987 and never seen before. And oh, by the way, we swapped them out in every possible way to suit modern audiences. By the way, the modern audiences don't exist either. But I think we've got a closer confirmation. Marvin, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you're going to do something, a Spider-Man movie that's got to be an Avengers level event, I would do something like Shadowland, which was like a street level team up event that had Daredevil, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, the Punisher. Like, you have all these characters together. Kingpin is the big bad. You got the Hand in there. There were a lot of characters in that. And I think that you could definitely make, I think Spider-Man should be the face of that street level Marvel that we need to see.
Let me tell you what I think is going to happen, Marvin. And this time, folks, don't hold me to this one. Okay. And I'm saying that because I'm having some fun here. Okay. So this doesn't go in the official scoop by pro category. All right. Disclaimer over. Marvin, I think we're going to get Tom Holland teamed up with Sydney Sweeney taking on some sort of villain. What villain do we think it might be? Could it be Venom? Could it be Nolan? What do you say? Who do Tom and Sydney take on in Spider-Man 4 as he pines over Zendaya?
Can we get the actor from Joker? Can we get Phoenix? Can we get him to play Scorpion? That would be awesome.
We already have a Scorpion in that universe. The guy from Better Call Saul was Matt Gargan in Homecoming. He had the Scorpion.
Okay, I'll take him. I'll take him.
Marvin, he was talking about Mortal Kombat Scorpion. Get over it.
Oh, okay. I would do the Kingpin.
Okay, so Sydney and Tom versus Kingpin.
Who plays Kingpin?
Vincent
how big is the fat
suit?
Who did you say?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Okay, we'll go with it. Erika? You're done, Marvin. You're done. It's over. You had your chance.
Dang!
Erika, tell us what you think about Spider-Man 4. What would you like to see in a Spider-Man movie?
I don't know. I don't really follow Marvel. Sorry.
Well, what would cause you to care? That's what the studio. Erika, you're the perfect person then. Studios want to know from you. What is it that would draw your attention to the theaters for this?
You're going to have to start from scratch with someone like me.
Well, no, but
I don't even know where to start.
You're like the allegedly undecided voter in the election. You're the fringe that wants to sway one way or the other versus hit or miss.
I'm picturing Erika starts
millions
getting,
of dollars
these ads on her TV. I'm picturing she's getting like commercials now that's like, oh, you want Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Don't even think about Andrew Garfield.
She is in the tiny category of who pollsters will be calling to find out what she thinks about Spider-Man and Tom Holland. How can we get the undecided audience member to come to the theater finally?
Slander campaigns.
I mean, if my son wants me to go with him, I'll go and spend time with my son.
Erika, what's the last Marvel movie you've seen?
gosh, I don't even remember. I remember it was last December when my sister came to visit, and I don't remember what it was.
Did you go see Spider-Man No Way Home?
No, we watched one of the. It was a weird animated Spider-Man. The animation
Into the
was
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, she
All right.
loved it, and I was like kind of zoning in and out.
Okay, folks, we figured it out. Do not. Erika has just confirmed she does not want Miles Morales in the movie. So if you want to take your outrage about Miles Morales and his whether or not he'll be in the MCU, yes or no, it's Erika. Go get her. I didn't say anything about it. I don't have a
My
position.
sister even looked at me and she went, "It's just not your thing, as it says." And I was like, "I'm sorry." Like, I'm trying. I'm really trying.
But Erika, Sydney Sweeney is Black Cat. That will bring in the female audience, I'm sure. Well, the male audience. No
She's
doubt.
pretty. I will give her that.
There you go. There you go. All right, so there you go, folks. Yet more leaning towards that confirmation of the original scoop that it would be in the Avengers film that Hugh Jackman, Tom Holland would be united into a duo. That's the driving force to get you to go see the film, in addition to RDJ coming back as Dr. Doom, we believe. And, oh, by the way, yes, we still hold to that claim that we made years ago now, I guess 2 years ago, that Hugh Jackman was signed to a 3-movie deal back when he was signed. So that gives you, that gives you the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. That'll give you both of the Avengers films. And then is there anything beyond? If he does another Deadpool and Wolverine film, which is rumored to be happening, I think he'll have to sign another contract. And after the success of that film, money, money, money. That's what they are going to have to pay. All right, folks, we are going to go back to Super Chats now and get those, what should we say? Those prescient thoughts up on the screen as they deserve to be seen.
Ooh,
Liberty's Hall
6-cat icon.
Yes, it is a nice. Well, you are.
I've been
quite
counting.
Yes. Liberty Hall's cat for 199, power to the 199. Almost missed the stream. Better late than never. And like a good cat and a good Ghostbuster, you never miss the stream. And we've got Humphrey Bear, member for 11 months. Congratables. Well, thank you. I hope they're edibles. No, we joke. Hangry Table, gifted 20 WDW Pro memberships. Hangry, that is so kind of you, sir. Woo! And folks, you can catch Hangry, LW Ghost, and Lorne Connor in the member exclusive side of things, doing the Genre Guys. After 2 months, their content goes over to T3PO Live, but you'll have to watch ads, and they're 2 months later. So become a member here on the channel and get access to Genre Guys today. Greg C has gifted a membership, and we are certainly appreciative of that. Change of Ways for $2. Still want Daredevil and Kingpin. Best MCU villain. Okay, well, this is lining up with you, Marvin. Marvin, you're back again. You've got some folks supporting you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm saying Vincent D'Onofrio said since he was cast as Kingpin that all he wants is to be in the villain of a Spider-Man movie. So I think it's going to happen.
I think you need to negotiate this. You can
Kingpin,
make this happen.
Look, Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain. That's how he started. He started out as he's a Daredevil villain now, but he started out as a Spider-Man villain.
Let's do it. Base player 2011 Iffy. $4.99. If the studios were smart, they wouldn't listen to the audience at all. The audience doesn't know what they want. Well,
decent point. Kinda. A lot of times you look in the past, they were asking for nostalgia berries and they kind of gave it to them and then didn't work out. Now, they definitely need to listen to the audience more with, everything going on with all the woke stuff. But I feel like there's a great middle line between giving the fans everything they wanted, but also doing something creative and different. Because most people always want something. I want to be wowed again. I want to see Star Wars for the first time again. You got to take some liberties on that. And sometimes you got to go a little outside the box. But it kind of depends.
Indeed, it's true. Folks, I will tell you, there's a vast ecosystem of focus system groups out there, and lots of money goes into consultation about all of this stuff. When you get away from that, you can either exceed the expectations or set new expectations from the audience. Both of those are good. Then again, you also run the risk of having a Rian Johnson who subverts the expectations of the audience in a way that grotesquely drives them away. Lou, one day you and I need to sit down and talk about, just how much of the focus groups come into play in all of this.
See, and this is making me think however it was done back then is better than however it's done now. And the reason I say that is I was there for real. People say they were, and then they tell games, but you all know I am the soul of veracity. I was there at the Chinese theater for the very first screening for the public of Star Wars. And I was there because I had, quote unquote, heard things that were good about this movie. I can't tell you what specifically those things were, but I can tell you that as at that time, right around that time, a student at USC Cinema and somebody already working in the business, I had a reason to hear things if they were out there. But not all those other people in line next to me. They weren't in the biz. I mean, they're in LA, so theoretically they know somebody because you can't, knock somebody down without finding a key grip somewhere. But how did we know? How did we know to make that thing a hit? Not in the projections for the opening week. There wasn't any of that. Not over the first 2 weeks it grew expert. There wasn't any of that. From day one. How did they get us there? If they knew now and were doing it, you wouldn't have all these flops. But they don't, and they haven't. And I don't know. I'm fascinated by the possibility of going back and talking to people, and I know a few. Well, no, I guess they're not around anymore. But how did they do that?
Well, I'll tell you this, Lou. I would love one day to get you with Hangry and have you guys do an interview, a conversation, a dialogue about what it was like that first time seeing Star Wars at the Chinese theater. And I think it's spectacular that you were there, that you know exactly what it was like on that momentous historic occasion. Very, very cool.
I remember standing in line from about, I think it was about like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And the first screening was probably 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember specifically, but I'm guessing. And I remember the mood of excitement. People thought they were really going to be the first kid on their block to see the new super duper thing,
To see the spectacle.
Lou, were you there for the Empire Strikes Back premiere also?
No.
Ah, okay. I'm very curious always about how people reacted in the theaters that first time to hearing the "I Am Your Father."
Did you get a genuine reaction?
I don't remember
He wasn't there.
what that was like. But, I mean, obviously, after one showing, everybody knew because the word gets out. But
even didn't know if you had like a fresh one when you saw it like later on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bass player Iffy, I think you got a heck of a response out of that super chat. Very cool. Jacob Foxfire 964 for $5. I would love a Spider-Man and Black Cat getting caught up in a mob war. Get Tombstone, Hammerhead, etc.
Yes. Tombstone.
Exactly what I want.
I don't know if anybody wants to go to mob wars these days. They're a little too close to home.
Scooby Pop 01, $10. Actually, in the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, a bit of Venom was left behind when everyone got sent back to their universe. So Venom is most likely the next villain.
I think he gets the suit in this one. I don't think we get Venom in this one. I think I think they should finally do what they should have always done. He gets the suit in one movie, and then Venom is the next movie.
I think that might be what happens. Daniel Kiyosau for $5 for the love of God. Disney, read the room. No one wants your live-action Snow Tan, much as I would love to see you embarrass yourselves. Please cancel it. Well, this actually comes down to tax issues and theatrical contracts, why they're stuck with it now. It's going to come out, and there's almost nothing they can do to stop it unless they take huge, huge penalties. And when you've spent, folks, I'm going to tell you, Snow White is going to cost somewhere in the vicinity of $500 million. They got to try to recoup it as best they can.
If they had any sense of sense of humor, they'd make a comedy to come out right after, based on the producers. And the comedy is the studio guys are sitting around the table looking at the numbers and saying, this thing is going to absolutely destroy us. What are we going to do? Well, what if we have a group of quote unquote cinema terrorists steal the negative in a daring raid on the studio, and we can't put it out because we can't put the prints out.
So it's like Food Fight.
Well, it's like the producers. It's like, it's so bad it's good, and
only if Dinklage is the star, then I'm all in.
But he doesn't do Windows.
He doesn't do Windows either. Change your ways for $2. Kingpin, Prowler, Black Cat, Scorpion, and Black Suit. Well, that would be a way to get people to go to the movie. We'll see if it happens. Scooby Pup 01 back again with a member chat. Also, Holland agreed to do a movie with Venom. Yes, well, we shall see. Gory-Eyed Beast, member for 3 months. Yay, 90K. Definitely have a party for 121K for the gigawatts. We should do that. We'll have to do that. Folks will wonder, why is he not doing a celebration for 120? We'll be like, it's 121. It's always been 121. And finally, folks, we say, from Doggy for 2, do we get a bonus member chat for Pro reaching 90K? And indeedly doodly you do. But, folks, let's check and see if it's time. First, we got to go to the Patreon. And here's what we've got. Bring it up on the screen, Pro. There you go. From the Patreon, it says, Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle, happy 90K. Have you hugged a hippo today? Darn it, when they start making you have to play these things, it's just, but you know what, folks? We love it. We love playing the hippo. If I can find the hippo to play it, where's the hippo? Hippo, where did you go? Darn it, where's Jonas when you need him to find a hippo? Jonas, where are you?
Are you sick and tired of stuff being swept under the rug because you or the media are too lazy to actually deal with it? Or are things just building up around you so much that you can no longer ignore it? Also like the mainstream media? Well, I got the solution for you. I'm Wilton the Troll, and I want to tell you about this revolutionary new product called Jonas. That's right, no longer.
It says videos. Did you notice?
It's we'll have to get that fixed. We're a huge studio with all kinds of manpower on these things.
No, if you did, there'd be 2 typos.
We'll fire the typist.
If you were a huge studio, you'd be telling us about it's the antithesis of Walt.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's another major inside joke if anybody has paid close attention. All right, folks, we'll get to those super chats you're dropping real quick, but first, let's go to the bonus member chats. They're over on the community tab. I'll read these out for you. Vixeris says, congrats and onward to that 100K plaque. Digital business card YouTube gives you. Remember to keep having fun. Well, you bet we will continue to remind all of you out there to do the same. Dustin Sensenig 9798. Do you get to watch other YouTubers when you're not creating content? And who is your favorite outside of this circle? Valiant, That Park Place, Midnight's Edge, etc. Well, it depends on how big that circle is. I do enjoy listening to other content creators. And sometimes I listen to see what I could do better. Sometimes I listen out of pure enjoyment. I would say that, who do I enjoy the most outside of my circle? I have enjoyed listening to the PBD podcast because of how good they are at the podcast format and having all of their personalities on screen at the same time. And I think there's some things to be learned from that. I have also enjoyed greatly. I always enjoy listening to, well, not always, but most of the time I really enjoy listening to Dr. Jordan Peterson. So if I'm doing a road trip or doing some travel time, I'll do one of those 1 hour, 2 hour conversation kinds of things. I like Joe Rogan as well. All of those personalities are great. Let's see. Kocho Dragon, who is a doctor, by the way. I know I mentioned this yesterday on Valiant Renegade, but do you think it'll be harder for everyone to like Disney again, given what took place in the debate, not to mention Pixie Dusters continuing their hypocrisy and jealousy like certain Disney Star Wars fans, that they want to be honest about how things are given the selfish ego Iger has caused damage to the brand? Kudos and congrats on 90K. Memories are short, and I will tell you that I think that if Disney's leadership changes, it'll be very easy to forgive them because the people who did the wrong will no longer be there. And Karen Owen says, will I be getting royalties if Platinum Pro takes off? It's a fantastic name, and I'll let you know about those royalties. I'm sure you already did the contract. All right, let's bring up these super chats, folks. Here we have David Lodeman for 5. Never forget the Star Destroyer. I saw it in the theater, and I'll never forget. Yes, people saw a spectacle they had never seen before, and word of mouth spread rapidly.
And by the way, that spectacle, like with my experience at the Chinese is a big theater, but there was no IMAX and supersized format and 3D. The movie flew or crashed on its own, and rightly so, it flew.
It flew. Scooby Pup 01 for 5, just for the sake of stupidity, would love a little mini thing of Spidey versus Godzilla. All right, well, we'll get Tom Holland in a kaiju suit and get started right away. And Jacob Foxfire 964 for 10. Speaking of Venom, interesting. The latest trailer showed Null and the symbiote home world. And Pro, you will love this. I recognize that all because Marvel Rivals has a lot of references to him. Marvel Rivals. I need to check and see how the how that game is doing in comparison to some of the others we've been covering lately. That would be very interesting indeed. All right, folks, we have had a dandy of a time celebrating 90K with all of you. More news on the way, and we'll be covering that as we do each and every day. Thrice is nice right here on this channel. 3 videos, morning, afternoon, and evening, every single time. Folks, we want to celebrate our panelists very quickly. Marvin, you've got a big show coming up tonight. Tell the folks out there what they can expect.
Yeah, just under a half an hour over on Tooneytown TV. We've got Toonie Talk TV. It's going to be a great live stream. We're going to be talking about a lot of Star Wars stuff. We're going to talk about the Rey movie. We're going to be talking about Dave Filoni being a scapegoat. We'll be talking some more about the cancellation attempt and the reactions to that failing. So, a lot of stuff going on. So I really hope you guys will come join us 8 p.m. Tooneytown TV for Toonie Talk TV.
Absolutely. And love seeing you succeed and do such a wonderful job over there with all you're doing. Your channel is exploding, and in a good way, folks. It's exploding.
Oh, and check out thatparkplace.com for theme park articles written by yours truly.
That's right. A author extraordinaire.
And if you're a member here, you will see Marvin as the special guest host of the Genre Guys talking about Superman.
Fantastic. Nolan, tell the folks out there where they can find you on this great, big, beautiful web.
If you like Mario and you like Mario 64, I got a documentary coming out on my channel about how your copy might be different from someone else's copy. It seems as if levels and characters have switched from how you remembered them from your childhood in an almost sort of Mandela Effect-esque way. If you want to learn more about what happened with that in experimental artificial intelligence, check out my channel. I got a little documentary coming out on it on my series called Lost in the Files. And in that video, I'll remember how to talk too.
And folks, don't forget that Mario originally was always a Berenstein Bear. You're just misremembering. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be sending you over to Vacation Radio, where we are attempting to monetize that channel. We would ask that you simply allow it to play in the background all night long, as we have found finally a way that YouTube will allow us to have a radio station, make money, and be promoted, but it is difficult, and we need your help. Simply let it play in the background. But at 8 p.m. Eastern, go on over to Tooneytown TV for, or is it TV or wrestling tonight, Marvin?
TV. It's TV tonight.
Tooneytown TV tonight, folks. Check out the station. You can find Marvin's link down below. And but leave the radio going. You can mute it. You can do whatever you want. And we'll get that thing up and running and do it great. Also, folks, the 100K celebration, when that happens later this year, we are going all out with a marathon live stream. Tons of guests, tons of fun. All kinds of Easter eggs, callbacks, and everything in between. So get ready. It is going to be a huge 100K celebration when it happens. Folks, thank you so much for being a part of the 90K. It was a joy to spend time with you every time you invite us into your space. We are appreciative to the extreme. As we get ready to say goodbye, Space Dave 2000 for 2. Congrats on 90K. How dare you give Jonas time off? By the way, folks, you saw that Mexican Iron Man and Valiant are in the thumbnail, and yet they're not here on the show. Well, that's because Mike is under the weather. We talked about that earlier. Valiant is recovering from a hurricane. He has power. Ooh. He's doing fine health-wise. Family's okay. But internet is a little bit too spotty right now, and Valiant could not make it. So apologies on that, folks. Between viruses and natural disasters, we had to shuffle a bit. But we have panelists of excellence who, by the way, would have been here anyway because they are so awesome. PR Burke 1 says, for $1.99, congrats, Pro. Followed you since WDW Magic. Yes, back in the days when we were doing the forum, when calling myself Pro was the way that I thought I'll be as anonymous and silent and just kind of put out entertainment information. Had I do it over again, I would have come up with a name that is copyrightable or trademarkable. Darn. Torgo the White. Torgo, been a while. Happy to see you out there. Get 90K. Big odds. That's right. Member for 13 months. We're happy to see you out there, Torgo. Been a while as well. Folks, we got to go. We're going to send you over to Vacation Radio. But we made a promise, and by golly, we're going to keep it. Before we say goodbye, before we send you over there for a real fly time, let's play the commercial.
I thought that chicken tacos were better than the rest.
Are you ready for perfect, authentic Mexican cooking just like your mama used to make?
Come on down to Mexican Ironman's Rabbit Chicken Tacos and Lawn Care Services, where not only do you get the freshest in Mexican cuisine, but you also get a fresh cut lawn. And don't forget to check out our second location, wherever the police have not yet run the van away from.
Mexican Iron Man, rabbit chicken tacos, lawn care services.
And if you think the cilantro tastes very fresh, it's no accidente, amigo.
Do you long for the days when plumbing was seen as a real virtuous job and you could find a plumber who would come and help you at any hour of the day? Well, let me tell you, friends, Mr. Buttcrack Media Plumbing is here for you, whether you need your rotors rooted or you need your toilet auged with a 6-foot, 12-foot, 20-foot auger. It doesn't matter. We can get a mature sheep out of your pipes. We'll get the juices flowing, I tell you. And don't forget to ask about our refurbishment program for in-ground pools. We can turn your septic tank into the most lovely in-ground pool you've ever seen. You're gonna love it, I tell you. Mr.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?